Will take us back 500 years into time. We shall be taking a look at the extraordinary history of the Puritans. This was a company of people who emerged in the spiritual ferment of the English Reformation. They became noticeable in the early 50s, soon after the coming of the English Bible. The ensuing biblical revival fired Christian zeal. This was the first of many great awakenings among the English-speaking people, and this new realization of personal worth before God inspired great expectations among individual citizens in England.
Today is an important day for us because one reason for this crowd is to name a new group of people with different ideas and new thoughts. This group called Puritan, who came to purify our Church of England.
These were the people who sparked the English Reformation. As a result of their zeal and their commitment to reform and to purify the Church of England, they would come to be known as Puritans. The Puritans were a people who caused others to sit up and listen. They were bound and determined to make an impact in their generation. This dream and their goal were both individual and national. They were quite vociferous in the way they engaged the challenge of their time. The Puritans were inclined to express their opinion quite forcefully, even to the point of straining the social constraints of the rigid monarchical English society. This would cause them and the mother country some significant pains of travel.
Henry VIII, the King of England, wanted to divorce Catherine of Aragon, but when he asked the Catholic Church, they refused. As a result, he established the Church of England. The Church of England set out to break away from the Catholic Church and introduce some reforms in a new Protestant religion. The hardship continued for the Puritans on their voyages to the New World of the Mayflower. For 67 days, the passengers of the Mayflower had to deal with poor living conditions, spoiled provisions, and the constant threat of disease. 2/3 of the voyage was filled with storm and squalls, which often caused many of the passengers to become sick, and many living on the boat that much worse.
Yes, we should leave because the church is taking control over us.
Yes, it's better to our family.
Well, we should live in the Mayflower. It's the boat over there. It's a long travel, but hopefully everything is good for our future and our religion.
Yes, the best way is to travel to a new world. Over there, we will be able to express our beliefs and thoughts.
Every once in a while, the sun would come out and the passengers would get the chance to come out from below deck, but that wasn't an everyday occurrence. The passengers on the Mayflower wants nothing more than get off for that ship.
Once they landed in New England, the Puritans' strong religious belief pushed them to start missionary work with the Indian tribes. Because their values called for a life devoted to Christ, their missionary strategy was to change the way the Indians lived.
Finally, we're here in the new world, in the new England for our church, for our beliefs and thoughts for the Puritans.
Ellie, we are here for the future of our sons and daughters.
Finally, we are free.
Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, it was hard. We travel a lot, but everything is going to kind of knock you in a good results. So it's a beginning of a new age for us. You're right?
Role within the Puritan community were considered of two features. The first being that women were considered to be the weaker vessel in both body and mind, and her husband thought not to expect too much from her. The second feature was the way that women manipulate their born roles in order to fulfill their own aspirations and goals.
The community leaders were male, and they really accept the supposed inferiority of women. It is this belief that made men react harshly or actionally to women who are only objects to this gender role. Thus, many women were safe from public exposure due to the fact that they usually exercise an indirect authority within the community.
However, the women that were not easily swallowed to remain silent. For instance, Annie Hutchinson, the consequence could be life-altering.